There is a new feeling emerging in the Gambia about the now exiled Jammeh in Equatorial Guinea, who left the country in January 2017. The National Assembly member for Lower Fladu West, Chibimbalo, from the ruling NPP, recently disclosed his intention to put forward a motion which, among other things, will consider granting clemency to Jammeh. It should not be a surprise to many Gambians as the system currently accommodates some of his loyalists holding influential positions. Among them, Sidi Njai, who was one time one of the last men standing to defend Jammeh. He was also the last Minister of Information. At some point, Sidi Njai swore that Barrow will never be sworn in as president. Sidi traveled all the way to Equatorial Guinea with the former Gambian leader, only to return and later appointed Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly. Next in the list is Fabakary Tombong Jatta, now Speaker. Jatta didn't go anywhere, but his love for Jammeh cannot be measured. He was in the House at the heightened political impasse in December 2016 when the National Assembly gave Jammeh a pass to rule during the state of emergency. To the victims who suffered during his reign, Jammeh shouldn't be granted clemency. However, to some individuals,
my name is Babukar Sane. I was an ex-soldier. I trained in the army in 1997. Babukar Sane only missing President Jammeh. Even the whole entire world, especially genuine Gambians, miss the former President Jammeh. For 7-8 years now. For what? Because what he did for the Gambian people. The genuine guys. We know when Jammeh was here. How was education? They say even our children at home, they are always eager to go to school. Both transport to and fro. Jammeh is the one who is taking charge of all those things during his government. He don't joke with Gambians. That's why he will say he is not a politician, he is a leader.
Man, no matter, Jammeh jailed me here and everything, but I would not lie against him. My answer in short, after all of this, in many hearts, Jammeh is still a hero, whether you like it or not.
And for you, do you still consider yourself aligned with Jammeh, or have you, like many others, distanced yourself from his legacy?
What has happened, Ayu, like I said, I like to be balanced and fair. I think Jammeh did a lot of good things, including creating the university that made Modu Sabali who he is.
Many others, thousands
of others. Jammeh made mistakes. You understand? Jammeh hurt me, just like he hurt many people. But when he left, I refused to go on that bandwagon for the blanket condemnation. If you ask me specific questions, I would. In 2017-18, I had the opportunity to join the APRC again and perhaps become the leader. I turned it down because I felt that Jammeh's time was over. We need to open a new page. If some people don't want to open a new page, I was ready for a fresh start. I am not his APRC. I am not his No to Alliance. I will never join his political movement. But I respect him as a former head of state. That's it. I'm no longer aligned with him in any way.
Why? So when you said, did you miss Jammeh? Yes, for sure, I miss Jammeh. But not me alone. The whole Gambia miss Jammeh. If I switch my loyalty because of money, because of the love I have for Jammeh, the love for Jammeh, not I love Jammeh, but I love Jammeh because of his reality and the truth and what he brought for the Gambian people, especially the families of who were crying for help. Jammeh was. And there's no pledge in this world. The biggest pledge so far, one can say, wow, I think Babukar Sane is crazy. When they said, if you said today we're going to switch your loyalty from Jammeh, when they said you are going to be the Secretary General to the United Nations, I will say no. I will never switch my loyalty to Jammeh. I will never betray Jammeh. I will never betray the cause of my loyalty to Jammeh and to the state, not to Jammeh, to the Gambians. Today, what Jammeh did to the Gambian, I know that I cannot do it. I can only support him to complete his mission, but not cause of what? Loyalty or pledge of something position, money.
So, and they say, oh, the matter was sent to the indictment came as a result of the UN Security Council, to which no African is a permanent member, decided to refer Bashir's case to the ICC. Okay, that is, it's one of two ways of getting somebody to the ICC, either by the country itself or being referred, the case being referred by the Security Council. So, now, to be fair, I'm speaking between me and the Almighty Allah, that when I hear my colleagues complain about the ICC, I feel ashamed, because the cases that they are talking about, and turn around and say, oh, ICC is following, apart from the case of El Bashir, all the other cases were referred by African governments.
APRC. But this is the manifesto. This syllabus of APRC is called the manifesto of the Gambia. Jammeh is guided by this book for the development of the Gambia, and Jammeh didn't do anything. Like you go to the river Gambia with your bucket and fetch water from the river Gambia. Tomorrow go by whether you will think that you have removed water from the river Gambia.
To them, it's a negative story. So how do we as Africans project this Africa Rising story to counter this persistent backlash? They're going to talk about the human rights we've talked about. That's what they'll pick on. They'll talk about, you know, the physical, the big taboo subject of gay rights in the Gambia. You know, it's all those things. How do we counter? How can you counter that? Because it's very big that the story doesn't get lost in the negativity that comes from the Western media.
Very simply, I believe in God. I put my faith in the Almighty Allah. And as long as I know that what I'm doing is right, I fear nobody. I'm used to this negativity from 1994 to date. But would that make me back down from my stance to defend Africa, to defend our interests, and to defend our independence? I will never back down. You see, there is a proverb in our local parlance that your enemy, even if you dance in the water, he's going to complain that you're raising a lot of dust and making him cough.